Why is he getting arrested too now? Why is he getting arrested too? Fuck you! Fuck you! Hey, Joshua! Joshua! Fuck you! Joshua!
Oh my God! Why are you? Oh my God!
I know. Back off.
No, that's not right. No.
I'm turning that in.
I love New York City. New York City is my favorite place in the entire world.
It's pretty and nice.
It's alright. New York's cool.
You can do pretty much anything here.
I like the skyscrapers, and I like how it's so diverse and how it's just really packed with people.
I think it is a very diverse city, and I enjoy it.
Everything's everywhere. Like you just go around the corner, you'll get a soda, you can do anything.
I like the fast-paced life.
It depends on where you live in the city, how you feel about the police.
It's easy. It's safe.
It's good. Better than Mongolia, I suppose.
I love living in the city.
In Europe, New York is considered like, the dream city, the land of opportunity.
I live in New Jersey, so from New Jersey to here has been great for me.
I was born here. I've been to many other places, and I always come back here because life is much easier here for me as a retired person. I find it easier, and I could get around very easily.
I love New York City. Love it. It just has so much to offer culturally.
Everywhere you turn, there's opportunity.
It's their job. They're trying to keep us safe, but it's a little unnecessary to look through a high school kid's bag.
They help keep the city safe.
I really hate the police. I really do, with a passion. Y'all crazy, man.
Fine. They do their job they do it well. I think the cops are fair.
They do their job, and they do it pretty well.
In the sense that they love to abuse their power. When they walk around, they see anyone with suspicious traits. It's really just a lot of racial profiling. It's really a massive problem in New York City.
I find them intimidating. I mean, I know there are certainly police out there that truly care, but I feel like some of them actually abuse their power, and they don't have to always resort to violence.
Too busy sometimes, a lot of crime goes on. Some cops are not very genuine. Some cops are crooked cops. And, they usually target black males, Hispanic males, minorities, and that sucks. We need cops, but we don't need crooked cops.
When they're arresting people, they don't just read them their Miranda rights. They beat them, and they don't really do the proper procedures. They're not being fair.
I don't have no problems with them at all. They're great. I mean, when you need them, they here. I have no problem with them.
They stop and frisk you. They have to be doing nothing, but they could think you're doing something, so
My brother's actually at NYPD. He's been for 12 years. And I speak with him mostly every Saturday. There's always something going on, so it's not a good experience.
I had to make a complaint yesterday. They were very helpful, and I've never had any bad experiences with them.
All right, so when I was 6, I went to the park without my parents' permission. They called the cops, and after I was in the park for an hour, and my dad found me, brought me back home, and the cops were there waiting, and they were asking me a series of questions, very serious questions, words I didn't even understand really, did anyone touch you in some sort of way? It was just very weird words, did someone come up to you, approach you, blah blah blah, and innocent 6-year-old me was just I just wanted to go to the park, and they were just very serious the way they handled their business, and there were much more cops than needed, a missing child, and there were 6 cops there. The police here, they take you to the next level.
I think when I was 7, Across from my across from my building, there's like another building where you can just stand, right? Like, it was cold. It was like almost winter, and then my dad, I don't really know why, but he was just standing there, and I think he was just trying to like stay away from the wind, but I don't know. I guess he fell asleep, and so the cops, they pulled up to him, and since my dad didn't really know how to speak English, they arrested him. And then throughout the whole day, so my family, my mom, she was really concerned because he never came home that night. And then finally, the next day he showed up, but it was like in the late afternoon. He told us that the cops arrested him, and he couldn't even say anything, and they left him in a cell without any food or water. And then ever since, I felt so mad because they literally didn't even listen to him, and they didn't even let him make a phone call.
The things that happened to my husband was he was stabbed in the neck. But when I got called at 1 o'clock in the morning by the police department, and they told me my husband was at Bellevue, the police were very, very polite and wanted to let me know that everything was okay, and they really informed me very much of what was going on.
So I was in downtown Manhattan. It was near 14th, and I was with a couple of friends, and 3 of them were African American. We were playing manhunt, you know, we were having fun and whatnot, and you know, then some cop just kept like, you know, staring our way, and they were starting to get, I don't know, they looked really suspicious of us for some reason. I mean, we were just playing manhunt, like, what were we doing? And they actually did the stop and frisk on 2 of them because they looked suspicious and they looked like they were doing some kind of dealing or whatnot, and it was just the most unnecessary thing.
I have not seen a lot of brutality or, you know, other kinds of behavior with the police department, but I've certainly heard of.
I remember the first police incident I could remember. I was walking on the side of my house, because this is before I moved. I was walking on the side. I was walking my side of the projects, and me and my son Malik was just walking, and it was raining that day. And the cops, they just came up to us, and they was like, oh. They just came up to us. They ain't had nothing to really come to us, but they just came to us asking us questions. And then they just was like, oh, let me search you. So, feel me? I ain't had nothing on me. I wasn't doing that, so I just put my hands up. And then they started getting all aggressive. They started cursing at me, calling me a nigga and all of that. Then they threw me on the floor. And I was like, yo, son, like, I'm really overdoing it. Like, what's the whole point of it? Like, what you gonna get out of this at the end of the day type, feel me? So, I was just like, wow. Like, I see how y'all move. And ever since then, I've been seeing stuff that, you know, regular people don't see with the police. So